Hey, and welcome to my first video that I am going to upload. Um, I'm just gonna get ready for a cosplay because Comic Con was supposed to be here in like a week, and now it's postponed to July because of the coronavirus. And I thought I'm just gonna cosplay anyways as the Scarlet Witch from the Avengers, if you know that. I'm just gonna get ready, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna tell a story about high school and how I was bullied and how I handled that. Spoiler alert, that wasn't very smart what I did, but I did fix it. Um, so Uh, I'm just gonna start off by saying that I went to a high school wherein there are like normal classes, like normal groups, and there was this one group that was special for special kids that were like really creative, and I was in that group. So that also meant that we had extra classes of drawing and music and drama, like acting classes. And so we had to perform like twice a year, maybe three times a year. And um, so we were all like very dramatic, very creative as well. And yeah, so there was this one time where we had to perform, but we had to wait in a classroom until we could go in and perform for all the parents and the other classes. And yeah, that didn't go well, that waiting in the classroom, because we could do stuff for ourselves. And there was this one teacher that had to watch us and babysit us until it was our turn to perform. So some people were just playing cards, other people were um, playing on their phones or talking, and some people were putting on loud music on the school board. And those people were the people that were like bullying and the popular kids that could also be a bit mean. And those bullies, well, at least one bully didn't like me and my friends because we were a bit different. We were nerdy, we were just different in their eyes. And that's why they didn't like us, and they uh, put on this music, and it had some swear words in it that really insulted and offended some of my friends. And that was not so great, of course, because some of them started to just complain, but there were a few that started crying. So that's why I went up to the bully and asked him politely to please turn off the music. Look over there are people crying. Please turn it off. And he didn't do that. Um, he was like, no, I really want to hear this song and just leave us be. And he was still pretty calm, so that was okay. And then I was like, yeah, no, just turn it off because look over there. And like the teacher that was supposed to like babysit us, she couldn't handle that there was about to be like an argument between some students, so she just walked away, like out of the classroom. She left us alone. She was getting help or something, but this wasn't helping because we needed help right now. So they were calling me names, and I was like, excuse me, look over there, the people crying for the third time that I'm saying this. And then they, like the bully and the friend, backed me like this into the corner, and I was like, what's happening here? Like, why are you backing me into a corner when I'm just not being rude, I'm being reasonable, trying to help some friends. Please turn it off, ask him politely. And I just pushed them out of my way and I just walked to my friends. My friends were really upset that um, those bullies treated me that way, and were like upset and crying because of that, I remember. And I was like, please don't cry, it's okay. And then the teacher came back with help, like it was like some other guy, another teacher that I didn't know, but he was like, please calm down. And so that's the start. Then you can already, like, you know how bullies are, like, they can bully you, but you don't do anything back. You just ignore it. That's what I always did. Like, they were just making fun of me or friends, or I wasn't even paying attention to it. I didn't really care. But now I confronted them, so they didn't like me because of that, because I confronted them. So in the second year, this is like a year later, we were in a math class, and I remember this very well because it's not something you will just forget. So we were in math class, and there were like 3 rows of desks, and I was sitting in the middle with friends, and like my other friends were sitting to the left, and I was just doing my exercises, and the friends to the left, they were also just doing their work, but behind them were the bully and one of his friends, and they kept poking one of my friends, like touching her and calling her like really awful words. Like, she was like, haha, this must be a joke, you know, like, haha, stop it. But then they kept going. So I said to my friends that I was sitting with at the moment, I said, sometimes I really wish I could just hit people. And I said that a bit too loud because they heard me. They heard me say that. Um, so they got up, the bully, he got up and he walked up to me and he was like, oh yeah, you want to hit me? Then hit me in my face. Come on, hit me. And I was like, no, it was just a joke. I'm not really going to hit you. And he kept going at me like, hit me, hit me. You said you were going to hit me. So that's what I did. I hit him in the face. And that's when he grabbed me from behind like this with an arm around my neck. A fight was starting. So yeah, and the math teacher, he couldn't get us apart because we were like actually fighting in class. And I'm just gonna say this now, I was always the kind of student that would not fight. I was never mean or rude. I was just being myself with my friends, getting good grades, being a nice student, a nice person in general. And then I did that. And no one expected it. Like, everyone was so shocked when I just got up and fought and everything. And the bully was like the one that had always these kind of problems, like every day. Had multiple fights, like problems almost every day, like fights with other people or not doing homework and getting in detention, that kind of stuff, like almost every day, at least once or twice a week. So they kind of expected it from him, but not from me. And that's why, because they heard the story, the teachers, and that's why I didn't really get punished because of that, because of the fight. I just had to sit in a classroom for like half an hour and then I could go home. Yeah, he got suspended, I think, for a few days. He was also escorted out of the classroom when the happened at the end of the second year, around the end, almost the end. And when we came back in the third year, all of us, you know, after the summer break, he wasn't there at school. I think he went to a different school because of like everything that already happened, but this was like, this was the last straw. And then he, I don't know, he got kicked out, or they just the parents decided to move schools for him. And well, that's it. Like, I've never heard from him again or any. So that's the story of how me like a nerd. I got someone kicked out of school. And if you want to hear another story about how I kicked another person out of school, just let me know what you think of this, and then I'll tell the other story, I think. So, yeah, that's it. Bye.